Here's some of the most creative ways I've ever seen people smuggling drugs. This load of fresh pineapples were shipped to a port in Portugal and driven by truck to Madrid, Spain. Hidden amongst the pineapples were hollowed out pineapple husks. They were filled with cylinders of compressed coke that had been surrounded in yellow wax. The wax mimics the look of the pineapple flesh, but was also used in an attempt to conceal the smell. Sometimes I see Reddit threads and things like that where people say, oh, how can I smuggle my drugs into a festival or a small amount of drugs? And I think that they're probably looking for a particular method or do it this way, but the reality is if it's already on the internet, then everyone knows about it, and that's including the security. I think the people that are really successful at things like that are people that just pick random, creative and individual ways of doing it in the moment. Obviously the best smugglers we don't know about because they never got caught, but here's some ways that people did do it like that. I always think that there's some extremely talented individuals working in the drug trade. I mean, who else would think of crafting an entire garden gnome from MDMA, or an entire sink from MDMA, or dive down to the underwater hull of a large cargo ship and attach a huge consignment of coke to the bottom of it using magnets? Here's a few ways that caught my eye. In 2009, a 66-year-old Chilean man was arrested at Barcelona airport. He tried to walk through on crutches with his cast on. He said he had a broken leg, but the authorities escorted him to take an X-ray, and that's when they realized that there was some inconsistencies in the cast in terms of the density. They then took a test of the cast and it came back positive for coke. After arriving at the hospital, it turned out that the guy did have a broken shin, and it was thought, according to the reports, that he broke his leg on purpose. In total, he was found to be in possession of 11 pounds of coke, which the authorities said was worth $500,000. In 2012, the Berlin authorities busted someone with these pastries full of cash during an anti-money laundering operation. Last year, the Dutch police busted this garden gnome, which they described as having a startled look on its face.
And police in the Netherlands were surprised to find a garden gnome amongst the illegal drugs seized in a raid. So they tested the statue and found it was made entirely from compressed MDMA powder.
In 2022, two women in Colombia tried to get through two different airports at the same time with a load of coke weaved into their wigs. Police say that when the women went through airport security, scanners showed foreign objects hidden in their hair. The women were detained and they actually consented to a voluntary scanning where the images showed irregularities. The police say that they seized 2 kilos of coke from the women. In 2016, a 24-year-old Colombian woman was arrested at Frankfurt airport after it turned out that she was carrying 1 kilogram of coke in her fake boobs. Apparently, the customs officers became suspicious when she had new surgical scars and she was complaining of being in a lot of pain. So they took x-rays, etc., and found that she had 500 grams in each fake breast. The police claimed the drugs were worth 200,000 euros. Back to the Netherlands now, where this year officers busted someone in a car because they had 6 kilograms of amphetamine. When they went and searched their house, they found this sink, which is made entirely of MDMA, 4 kilograms of MDMA, almost as good as the gnome. A 33-year-old woman was arrested and questioned over the sink.
We put it on this level, and now we start to scanning. So it's MDMA. You see, it's pure MDMA. So we have 1-2 kilograms of these. If with 1 kilogram you make about 6,000 ecstasy pills.
In 2012, suspected smugglers in Mexico were uncovered when they tried to use a homemade ramp to drive suspected contraband over the border wall. They got stuck at the top, but they got away before the agents came. And then there's the age-old method that Afghan smugglers use when they're trying to get packages into Iran. The giant slingshot.
Stop the rip! Stop the rip now! You've been warned! times. Do you understand?